And we're back again. It is July 18th. It is 11 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. A little bit tired today as we all took a day off and went to the beach for like 11 hours till sunset, and then made the 2.5-hour trip home. Got home after stopping for dinner and things, which is a challenge because everything's closed except for drive-thrus. But it worked out okay, and I got home about 11:30, so we're all a little bit tired. But I wanted to just keep catching you up on all the updates because I know I took a 2-month break and a lot has gone on in that time. One cool thing that has gone on in that time is there's been a lot of focus on our third child, our 18-year-old daughter, who has now gotten her driver's license, as you see in this picture. She has also graduated from high school, as you see in this picture. And part of that graduation was she had to go test up in Sacramento, take her final test, which our school requires that you are state tested to make sure that you're learning what you're being taught. But instead of testing locally, like we've done every year, there was no local testing because of the climate right now with the coronavirus and all that stuff. So we had to drive to Sacramento. And we did, and we made a little trip out of it. The day after that, we dropped into Yosemite, who happened to just open like the day before, and I've always wanted to go there. I was absolutely set back by the incredible beauty, the water flowing everywhere, the greenery. We saw deer while we were walking through there. We saw a bear while we were driving through there. All kinds of wildlife coming up to greet you. And we just had a really good time while we were there. We were only there one day, and then we left and came back home. She had her birthday in the last few months. Happy birthday to you. And since we're on the subject of my daughter, many have asked what this is doing right here. Well, a couple people, hey, what's that thing you got going on? Doesn't look like you're working out much. So what it is my daughter's had this dream to join the Air Force for about the last year and a half, and she's been working out on her own. She lays over here on the floor and does all kinds of crazy exercises. She beats up the punching bag over there, and then she comes out and does all kinds of crazy exercises on this thing because she's trying to prepare herself to pass all those physical agility tests because she wants to go in the Air Force. So very proud of her. So number 3 is about to fly the coop. So moving on to the next update, the camper. I get the most questions about the camper. Quick update, we still have to build the permanent fenders. We still have to build the permanent shelving around the bottom hooked to those fenders. I want to make them durable enough so we could stand on them and access the roof. I still need to do the lighting permanently. I need to vent the side of the AC somewhere here because I'm being told that if you don't vent the sides, it'll burn up. Even though we've used it many times, it seems to be fine. I'm going to go with venting that because I know they have vents on the side for a reason. So we're going to vent that. And there's still some painting and some welding underneath we need to get done. I want to reinforce and lengthen the tongue and put a stowage deck on the tongue. A ton of stuff to do that will start up again when it cools off in here, as I've promised you many times. When I talked about it aging in the last video, I've noticed that at a couple of the joints where the plywood has come together and been coated with the Durabac, though the wood has shrunk and pulled apart, and there's now cracks in a couple areas of that Durabac. Not on the surface, not on the flat surfaces. That stuff still as hard as nails. Kind of break that stuff off and get down to where it's really adhesed to the wood, and then do some sanding, fill it in, and then re-Durabac it, which is the beauty of it. And it's why I used it, knowing I could come back and seal it and do whatever I needed to do. So we'll get back to those videos, and we will use it to camp. We are not going to buy a full-size camper again this year because we are going to reprioritize that savings. Basically, the reason is in where we live, when it gets in the triple-digit temperatures, we're stuck inside. Especially this year, nothing's open because of the because of the pandemic. So we're going to put that money in the backyard with a little pool or something. So during the summer, when it's hot, we're not stuck in here. We can go out and enjoy outside, sit in the shade and stuff like that. So that'll be another big video series. So what are we going to do to camp as a family this year? My son and I will still use this on our solo trips. But again, like we did this last spring, you saw that video where we had a camper dropped. We just showed up and bailed, and the guy we rented it from picked it up. We're going to try to do that 2 more times, but once before the holidays and once after, so we still get our family trip in and we can meet friends down there and stuff. So that's it on the camper for now. to me. You roosted me. You're crazy. Whoa. I better block the tires. He's gonna roll this thing down the hill. And an update on the air conditioning security device, so my dog can't eat the air conditioner like he tried to do. I did notice that when I put this hose up here, he'll eat that hose. So I hook it up, I use it, I put it back here. But since I put that up there, I noticed these scrapes in the stucco here. So he's been trying to get it, see? He's been trying to get that hose, but he hasn't been able to. He's a thinker. People have been asking about you, boy. How you doing? All right, a couple of you guys asking about this puppy here. He was 1 year on June 3rd. And then as you see, he's sprung up. His back is above the spigot there, and he's gotten kind of skinny because he sprung way up. And then he got longer. Good boy. All right. Just wants to bite me. He's doing great all by himself. So what are we just hanging out back here, having a little diet soda, trying to wait for the sunset, and sure enough, just as we expected,
3 snakes in the first video.
we got a visitor right here. See that little guy? Now it's only about 70 degrees, so he's probably a little cold, which is why he's spread out. But the adventures of living in the desert.